The internet. We are live.
Are we?
TektopiaTV.
We're live?
Episode.
Hello? Is this on? I think we're on.
14.
Oh man, I can hear stuff there. Muted Twitch.
So is it working?
Yes, it is
We
working.
are live? Yes. Very good, very good, very good. All right, I think I'm going to move my mic. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah?
Do I sound far away?
Not really.
No? Okay.
I mean, further away than you were when you were adjusting your chair, I guess, but
Well, yeah, I mean, if I get up here and I can sound like a radio talk show host, then...
there you go.
Yeah, I need to get a boom. I want to get a boom so I can have the mic closer to my face, but
Yeah.
funds. I got to buy a 980 Ti first. So yeah,
Yep.
do we want
I
to
know.
break the news on the plans?
What plans?
The plans.
Plans
That's
is
a
that?
little better.
You should switch the chat and the OBS window. Just to make it's more centered for me then.
Oh, is it for you?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I guess because I did have it that way over on that monitor. My bad,
There.
G-Dog.
See?
How's that?
Now I can look more directly at the camera.
Awesome. Okay, so anyway. Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
plans.
So I don't know about the plans, but I'm finally on Windows 10 after upgrading.
That's not
They're
what
waiting to upgrade
plans.
till what? Tuesday? No, Monday night? It's Monday night, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
I think so.
'cause-
Yeah.
Yeah, because you,
So, yeah,
you complained about it all day Tuesday.
Yeah, because I don't have my CD drive in my computer. I took it out to take it to work to install OS on the operating systems there. So I was lazy and didn't want to put it back in. And plus, I think I'm out of DVD burners, and I only have like 2 gigabyte thumb drives because I don't use thumb drives. So I have a bunch of old thumb drives. So I kept waiting for Microsoft to give me the okay to upgrade. They wouldn't do it. So we tried some crappy hack that this kid found over here. Wait, this one. Yeah, that kid found over there. Didn't work. It was garbage. This kid doesn't know what he's doing. So then,
No, that was somebody
Monday night.
else. 12 or 13 different people commented underneath that thing that I sent you, and they said
did you
that
see
all
the
of
one
them
I
said it
did
worked.
though?
I'm
Did you
just
see the
saying.
one
I'm
I
just
did?
saying. 12 or 13 people below the one that I sent you said that it worked for them. So
But did you see the one I did? How
I didn't
quickly?
need to do it because I'm not a noob.
Yeah. Well, you just had more stuff available to you. Actually, I'm gonna find that
Yeah, because I'm
the
awesome.
article really quick in case anyone
Yes.
wants to know.
Yes, send that to me too, please, because I
yeah.
might need to use it for Cameron's.
But yeah, so I was like,
'Cause he has home,
because
not
then
Pro.
after, because it had to go in like deleting the update history and stuff like that to force the update history to re-update. So when I did it, I kept having errors and like I'd get errors with stuff. Finally, I fixed it and it still wouldn't update, but it had no errors. But then I noticed that it had. Sorry, I'm looking for that article. Had it said update to Windows 10 failed, and then it did it like right after I booted the computer or something. So I was like, that's weird. Then I also had a Windows update, like
Keep
in
going.
the startup icon or whatever on the shutdown icon. So I had a Windows update, but like every time I did to refresh updates, I had no updates. So I tried rebooting the computer, it didn't work. So I'm like, So then I looked at the error code. It gave me some error code. So I was like, let me Google this, see what this is. And then I found an article on MS. Hang on. Microsoft's like form board or something like that. Trying to find a link here. Jeez, man, we talk a lot on Hangouts. Way too much on Hangouts. Holy crap. How far back do I have to scroll? Oh, here we go. Found it. So, Microsoft answers.microsoft.com. Someone asked, they're like, "Oh, I got this error code. What do I do?" And Microsoft form moderator or whatever said, "Well, there's nothing wrong with your computer. Blah blah blah. You just your time to upgrade or whatever. But all your downloads are fine. They're not corrupted or anything like that. So, but if you want to install it, install this or add this registry key to your whatever it's called, registry, I guess.
Yeah.
So here, let me post it in chat. So add this key to your registry, and it'll automatically force the update. So I'm like, okay, that's super easy to do. The one that he told me to do was ridiculous. Like, you had to like time this thing with a command prompt at the same time, and it like just wasn't working for me. So anyways, I did this, instantly hit refresh, and boom, had Windows update. So I'm like, screw it, let's do it. So I updated Windows, and oh man, it was the worst experience ever. Not really. Updating Windows was
so bad.
So updating Windows was fine, but then Windows boots up. I'm like, okay, and then, you know, driver issues or whatever. It starts up at 800 by 600 and it looks crappy. So I'm like, whatever, let's restart. So I just restart, and then, you know, everything's back. I got my dual monitors back. Everything's fine, but it looks weird. Everything just looks weird. It doesn't seem right. So, but I had the NVIDIA control panel and everything, so I assumed the NVIDIA drivers were working now or whatever. So I was like, okay, whatever. But then Windows just looked crappy. I mean, it was just ugly compared to Windows 7. Didn't have any of the arrow effects and all this other stuff, and I was hating it. I was hating on it so bad. But I started messing with it, whatever, and I overclocked my one monitor to 66 hertz or whatever. For gaming, because I'm a pleb and don't have 144 hertz monitor because I'm poor, actually, because I keep buying other stuff. Like, I still have a crappy keyboard and a crappy monitor for gaming, but that's all I do is play Counter-Strike Go. So, but anyways, but my second monitor, which is on a single channel DVI cable, what is it called?
It's just DVI.
Dual link. I know there's dual link and there's single link, I guess. But anyways, it's on a single
regular
link.
DVI and dual link DVI. That's what.
Yeah, but anyways, it was on a regular DVI cable or a single link or whatever you want to call it. So, and it was overclocked to 66 hertz for some reason, and then it was performing really crappy because of that. So I'm like, why is that? So I fixed that, whatever, fixed the other thing, and then it was like 1:30, whatever. So I went to bed. But yeah, I mean, it was annoying. Windows just looked ugly. I wasn't happy about it, you know, whatever. So then I was talking with this kid, arguing with this kid, saying, oh, Windows 7 is so much better, blah, blah, blah. You know. Still, you got to admit that stupid alphabet thing in the all programs menu is retarded. I wish they need an option to do that. Get rid of that. So anyways, I figure out, or he was talking, he's like, oh, I had to reinstall the drivers. I re-downloaded the drivers when it was 800 by 600, but I figured, oh, let's just try to restart. Maybe it'll work. Because, I don't know. I don't know why I thought that. But after it worked, I had the NVIDIA control panel and everything again, so I thought it was fine. But ended up, I needed to reinstall the drivers. So I reinstalled the drivers, then I got all the pretty arrow effects back. And Windows looks cool now. It doesn't look like Windows 95. Or XP, I guess. So, because I had solid, like, the start menu was like a solid, well, it wasn't even a solid color. It was like, I had a problem like this before when I had an updating drivers where it'd get stuck in, it wouldn't be 32-bit monitors, it was 16-bit, so like it wasn't a solid color in the start menu, but you could see like the color transition. It was really ugly. I mean, it was just ugly. It was awful. I wish I took a picture of it before I said updated the driver. So anyways, I fixed that. But then I ran into other issues because I had Windows 7 before, and I have, 20 backgrounds or whatever images. And Windows 7, when you do a slideshow with your background, all the monitors are the same. I mean, I think there's an option where you can do each monitor is a different thing, but whatever. I liked it. It was good. Change it, so it changed every day. So every time I started up my computer, I'd have a different background. It was cool. But Windows 8 doesn't work like that. Windows 10 doesn't work like that. For some reason, they took out that feature, and each monitor has a different picture of the slideshow. And oh my god, that's so annoying. I don't know why you did that, Microsoft. But I guess the feature's been around since Windows 8. When Windows 8 they did it, and no one's complained enough to have them fix it, so I'm kind of stuck. So now I have to manually set backgrounds. I don't have my background scrolling and stuff. I'm annoyed by that. But other than that, I'm pretty happy with Windows 8. It looks pretty. It works well. I installed it on my
Windows
work
10.
computer last night.
You said
Works
Windows
good
8.
there. What's that?
You said Windows 8.
Whatever. You guys know what I meant.
Yes.
So yeah. But yeah, that was my experience of doing Windows. First time on Windows 10. I've never did any of the build previews. I'm still curious how I'll do on my laptop. I gotta check at work.
So much better.
I don't know. I remember I was telling you my laptop.
I removed all the I removed all the tiles on the start.
Oh, but anyways, show the registry key so people can do it if they want to try it. I mean,
What do you mean?
I don't know. I sent you the link and you never showed it on the screen.
Oh, I didn't know you wanted me to show it on the screen.
Well, I just assumed you would have, but you never did.
No, I was just gonna add it to.
Yeah, but still show it on screen so if people watch it can see it.
I'm adding it right now.
What are you doing? You messed it up. You're sharing the wrong window because you changed your monitors around.
I fixed this.
You're seeing what I see now when we.
Oh, I didn't change it for this one.
Yeah, you didn't change the monitor capture.
Well, son of a biscuit.
Boom.
There it is.
There we go. So here's the thing I found. There's the failure code that I had that I searched. So and then the Microsoft form admin said to do this. As soon as I did that, boom. All it is, you add the D word, allow upgrade, and set the value to 1, and you're good to go. Downloads the update and does everything it needs to, and you can start installing Windows right now. You don't have to wait for Microsoft to tell you you can install it. So that's why I thought it was weird, because for some reason my home computer didn't get upgraded, but my computer at work, it was allowed to upgrade instantly. This is day one it was allowed to upgrade. I didn't upgrade it because I want to use it a little bit, I guess, before I tried it at work. I don't know, because productivity reasons. But
Word.
I don't know. I just thought that was interesting that my computer at home. I mean, the specs are similar. I mean, not exact. I mean, but it's still. At work I have an i3, but this, i7, same. Well, I guess here I have a Z78 or 87, and at work I have a Z80 or 97. So, but I mean, the rest is pretty close, I guess. I mean, core components.
Yeah. Well, I didn't get it either. I didn't get the, hey, your upgrade's ready or anything like that, but yet...
Well, you upgraded like day 2.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying, because it doesn't make any sense. I freaking reserved my copy of Windows 10 or whatever, like almost 2 months before you did, or a month before you did. And then I asked you if you did it, and you're like, oh, no, I haven't done it yet, but I'm going to do it now, or whatever.
No, I did it. As soon as the Windows thing, or the icon popped up in Windows, I did it.
Oh, yeah, I guess we both did it.
I don't know if you can reserve it before, but...
first or second day, we reserved it, but yet neither one of us got it day one. It made no sense. But yet Kristen reserves it the Monday before it releases on her Surface Pro 3, and she gets it day one.
I mean, that's a Surface, so I mean, it's Microsoft, so it should.
Exactly, they're picking and choosing.
They want their stuff to get first rather than others. Unlike Sony, which is like, oh, don't do it because we never tested it, even though there's builds been out forever. And we don't have drivers that work properly or something. I don't know. Some people say that they've had
Sony Bio?
upgraded them and got them to work fine, but I guess Sony's official word is don't upgrade.
Yeah,
I don't know if that's more of a marketing ploy, like they're trying to get people to buy new computers or something. I don't know. Like if they're gonna say, "Oh, don't upgrade," and then after the year, be like, "Okay, you can upgrade now," or something. I don't know. That's just the tinfoil hat in me.
Why would they do that though? Because then everybody would be like, "Well, they don't get timely updates, so fuck Sony. I'm gonna go buy a Dell."
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? That's how I would look at it.
But some stupid CEO or executive thought, oh, this is a good idea, let's do this. I don't know. Just putting on my tinfoil hat or something dumb. But anyways, so yeah. And then exciting times here at Casa de Tissimo. Getting computer parts rolling in for my new build.
Did you order everything yet?
Yeah, everything's in.
Everything's in?
Besides my 970 for the Win Plus edition.
Show that shit off, son. Where is it?
Got it right here.
I knew you did.
It's Corsair 4 GB, only slow 13 or 12 or 2133.
4 GB. That's 16 GB.
Or 4x4. Sorry, 16 GB. Got this baby, and this
so
came
long
in
since
today.
You build a computer, you don't even know how to talk about it anymore.
I know. It's very heavy, small little package, and then I got this bad boy. i7 40.
Oh man, that's a
5960X. Yes.
Nice.
5960X or whatever that thing is. But yeah, so I got this in today, and then also this came in Monday. I'm a new motherboard. Oops, SLI or
Nice.
MSI X99S SLI Plus. Yes, super cheap motherboard, but should work. It's also, I guess I could open it up and show you. It's a cool like all black finish. It's kind of cool. It's a little bit different. I don't know. I just chose it because it was cheap, not because of the design package. But yeah, let's quick. Give me a second.
Man, that is so cool. It's like all black, super sleek and stealth. So I'm gonna buy it.
It is kind of cool. Like if I was doing
there's a deal.
That's why I bought it. So yeah, I don't know if you can see if I can show it off in the light a little bit, but it's kind of a matte finish. It's all black. Even the hardware on the socket's all kind of a black chrome. It's really cool. So I got that going for me, even though I'm going to be buying a new case and stuff eventually. And then,
oh man,
I don't know if you can see it, but back there there's a Cooler Master case. It's not mine. It's for my sister's because, like I said, I'm selling her my setup with an i5, and then I think I said that last show. Selling my setup with an i5 and then upgrading to X99. So I got her new case, and then also this came in today, Evo 850, our first SSD. So
256 gig or 250 gig? I mean,
yeah, 250 gig, $100 off Amazon.
Damn, that's it?
Yeah, that's like normal
gig?
price. Yeah, normal price is $150 or $100. I'm sorry, because you can get 500 gigs. That's what I'm waiting for. I want a 500 gig to go for sale for like 150, the Evo, and then I'll pick it up. There's been other drives like some SanDisks and some other stuff that went for sale for less than 100.
Freaking SSDs are so cheap now.
Yeah, but yeah, I noticed that it was like it's a 3D VNAND.
Hey man,
I didn't know that that technology.
Deleting stuff from our document.
What?
You just deleted stuff from our document.
Did I? My bad. Been aling. So yeah, I got this stuff in. I hope this is a good overclocker. I really hope so. Even though I'm only on air, but I'm hoping this bad boy gets to 4.4. I really want 4.5, but 4.4 will work, I guess. Here, I'll right click on do. Oh, you got it. So, but yeah.
It's like, what the hell? I just saw stuff get removed.
I don't know how I was doing that.
Hit the backspace, I think, with your...
The backspace is like way up here. Maybe with... I don't know. Anyways.
I
But yeah, I might have my like water cup right here and stuff. So it's like... I don't know. Anyways.
I'm surprised you didn't spill your water all over your keyboard.
Yeah. So this is a little bit faster timings. I could have probably went with some... what's it called? G-Skill RAM. With a little bit higher speed, but from what I was reading, the higher speed is kind of a wash. For some apps, more productivity apps like encoding and stuff like that, which I do a little bit of, not a whole bunch, but like 2400 or 2666 RAM seems to be about the sweet spot for DDR4. So I'm kind of disappointed I didn't get that, though. This does have a little bit tighter timings. So, plus, I'm kind of a Corsair fanboy. Not really, but because I don't have anything Corsair besides RAM. But I do want to get the K70 RGB keyboard that I'll do a good review if Corsair wants to hook me up.
Yeah, right.
But yeah, I really want to get the K70 RGBs, but
yeah,
$150 for a keyboard, man. I need a monitor first. I need car parts.
Car parts.
Better fuel system for my car.
I thought you were done. Thought you weren't gonna mess with that thing anymore.
Yeah, I keep going back and forth. Like I think was I talking about air?
You just have a bad day, and you're like, I'm gonna sell it. I'm gonna sell it, and then the next day you're like,
it.
man, this thing's fun. I'm gonna put another $5,000 in it.
It's not that fun though. Like I don't know. I'm so bored of that thing. But I do want to go. Well,
see, that's the thing.
Like we have a big race
coming
to
compare.
FL2K. Well, I mean, I have more fun on the computer, honestly, right now. So, but
that's what I'm saying though. It's like there's no car that will make you say, "Ah, man, this is awesome again."
Oh yeah, there is a bunch of cars, but they'll be like, "Oh man, this is awesome again." And then, in order to get that, I need to spend like $100,000 or $200,000. $200,000.
Yeah. Well, like a Skyline.
Yeah, it'd be like a GTR that makes like 1,800 horsepower. Just because, like,
that's what I'm saying. Like you got like a 9-second car. It's like there's no way.
Well, the thing is, like my car is slow. I mean, it goes fast. It's quick, but it's slow. Like, I don't know. Because
slow acceleration.
No, it accelerates. Like my car is really fast from 0 to 100. On street tires, though, the car is worthless. Like you only get traction after 100, so it's boring after that because there's no pull, there's no top end. The gearing's not right. Like really, my setup would be a little bit like probably the best would be at least cams, but maybe a little bit bigger turbo. Would be perfect for my stall because my stall speed, my automatic transmission stall speed is more of like, anyways, it's higher RPM. This is a computer show, so
yeah. No, it's fine. It's cool.
But I mean, so I don't know. We'll see. But I do want to go racing FL2K. That'll be fun. So after that, I'll probably sell it because I do want to buy a house. So that's a good down payment. Plus, I need a few bills I have to pay off with the money. So I think I'm going to sell it. And then I still have the Mark III, the Boston car.
Oh yeah.
So I'll probably do a little turbo on that with a 2GA or something like that. Something that costs $8,000 rather than $30,000, and just pocket the rest of the money for similar performance. Yeah. I'll probably end up doing that.
That's not a bad idea.
Yeah, because then I could sell my car, pay off all the bills and have a down payment for a house, and then have $5,000 to put in the Mark III to get it painted, looking nice, maybe some wheels, and then do the 2J swap with cheap rent because I own the house. That's the plan. So, but
good stuff.
Yep.
All right, so we ready to get started?
I guess so.
I
really want to get started
to finish up your
after this show. So I kind of want the show to be over. I think I'm gonna put together my X99.
Put together? What do you mean?
Yeah, like put it in the case. Start it. Boot it up.
Can't.
Why not?
I guess you can with your 260.
Yeah. Or no, I still got the 780. I mean,
you gotta do all that. You ain't gonna do that tonight because you're a lazy piece of shit.
No, I don't know. I'm excited. I really want to see how this chip overclocks, man. I hope I got a good one. Like my 49 or 4790K is a good chip. It's a pretty good chip, but my luck sucks, so it'll probably be a bad chip. I'll be disappointed, and then I'll probably RMA it or something. I don't know. I don't know what I'll do, but I'll probably.
Mine was a pretty good chip, right?
Yeah, I mean, we got 4.4 out of yours with practically doing nothing.
Pretty much.
Like, we could probably tweak it and get like 4.5 out of it pretty easily. Like, we didn't want to go high volts and stuff. Yeah, the same.
It does everything I needed to do. I don't need to go any further.
Yeah, I like the even number of 4.5 gigahertz, so that's what I'm shooting for. On the air, I don't think I'll get it. I'm thinking like 4.2, maybe 4.3, but we'll see. But I don't know. I'm excited to try it out. I want to try all this stuff.
After the show, I'm probably gonna screw around with some Dota.
Yeah. Watching the international.
Just watching it, I'm like, man, I forgot how like action-packed the attacks and everything are.
Yeah, you like try to cast all your spells and use your items and like do it properly. Yeah, well, I suck at it, so. And get wrecked by bots, but whatever. It's fun. Yeah. That's why I said maybe play it or something. It's definitely fun to watch, especially these guys, because like you used to watch the Cloud9 game from last night, dude. That was it Yo or I can't even remember the guy's name. Yeah, dude, he was like going crazy.
Rubric.
Like,
he was using Rubik or whatever the character's name is.
I don't even know the heroes' names. So I mean, but he was like stealing spells and like using spells and like they were outgunned and like I don't know. It was just ridiculous.
They went. I think they went through. There was like 6 or 7 battles that they ended up going through where he didn't die. Like 3 of his teammates died, but he didn't, and he ended up wiping up Cloud9 all by himself. It's like
it's ridiculous. Like Cloud9 was so far ahead, and then they got wrecked by Vici Gaming. But anyways, so but I guess right. The articles.
So the first article is Apple is testing its own phone service.
Copycat.
But no, they don't copycat, dude. That's like Samsung that copycats.
Sorry. Apple innovates.
Yes, this is innovative because nobody else has ever done this. You heard it here first, folks. This is innovation at its finest. So it's an MVNO service, which I actually had to look up because I had no idea what the fuck that meant.
I don't even know what that stands
for. Mobile
for.
Virtual Network Operator. So basically, it's anybody that piggybacks. Like Boost Mobile is an MVNO.
Yeah, they don't own the towers.
Well, Boost Mobile was an MVNO, but now they're owned by T-Mobile, so technically they're not anymore. But
sure. No, I don't think Boost Mobile. I think that's Sprint.
No, I think T-Mobile owns Boost.
No, I don't think T-Mobile. T-Mobile's cheap service is what's it called now? Well, they have the Walmart thing, which I can't remember what that's called.
Who bought? No, I swear T-Mobile and Boost are.
Because AT&T or I can't remember. There's Boost. I can't remember all the prepay services, but there's like Boost and
I don't know.
I can't. But no, it's owned by like Verizon or AT&T or something like that, or Sprint.
Maybe, one of those. I don't know. I swear it's not.
Because T-Mobile's they have the Walmart, whatever the Walmart is, Simple Talk or something. I think that's run mainly on T-Mobile, or also Metro PCS because I bought Metro. So that's their cheap service, I guess. Even though pretty dirt cheap.
I guess that's what it was. I guess Boost Mobile or whatever had made a contract or whatever to use T-Mobile's towers and stuff.
I mean, that's fine. I think that's the way to do it. Yeah. As long as
you're
people don't
just renting their towers. That's all you're doing.
Yeah. I mean, because then you get the best services for your customers, but you know,
so, charge a little less or whatever. But they're saying that it'll piggyback on service towers like AT&T or Sprint, but they haven't really said for sure which one it is. You want to post the link, friend?
Yeah, I got it.
I'm assuming it'll be AT&T because that's where iPhone was only available on AT&T for like the first 9 million years. So they were trialing it so far. Well, first they were just talking about doing it. Now they reportedly have been trialing it in the U.S. with certain people, and they're planning to expand the trials to Europe eventually. But they're saying that it's
no one leaves their phone in a bar.
It's likely to be like five or more years before it actually becomes a thing.
Wow, that's actually a long time. Well, that's T-Mobile. I mean, Apple. They do stuff after the fact.
Yeah,
and then they just claim it's theirs, kind of thing.
Claim that they did it first.
Well, not even claim they did it first. They just act like they did it better than anyone else, even though.
Like, oh, Google's been doing this for 5 years, but ours is better. Check it out.
Just like the watches.
But all they did was just study what Google was doing for 5 years, and
they'd let someone else do the R&D pretty much and market research, and then
actually kind of
after they had something to go. It is, and that's why Apple has huge profit margins and one of the most profitable companies in America. But in
the world,
it works. Yeah, well, that's what I meant.
Yeah,
I didn't really mean
America is the world.
It's like fucking American company.
Typical American. World revolves around us. We are the world.
It does.
We are the children.
America.
We are
Yeah.
the ones that make the
So yeah,
Pay.
but no, it's a similar service to like Google's Project Fi or
Is it
Fi.
Fi or Fi?
I don't know.
I think it's Fi. Like Wi-Fi.
So I think it's Fi, like Wi-Fi. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I like Fi better. It sounds better. Project Fi. I don't know. It's just Fi sounds better than Fi.
How does Fi sound better? Fi, Fi, Fo, Fum. All right.
Just
anyway,
sounds
Apple's
cooler.
gay, so we don't really care. But anyway, so
This is cool though.
nope. Oh,
I'm
we gotta
really
point out
excited
now.
about this.
That guy up there
Very excited about this because I need a
sent
new
me
phone.
this one.
This phone is a piece of crap. Galaxy S3, and it's very
That
old.
phone was the shit when it came out, though.
Yeah, 3 years ago. You know how fast technology moves.
Yeah, that's true. That thing's equal
I'm
to
still
like a
on, like-
15-year-old phone.
I'm still
like-
on
that's like-
Android
that's like
Android
rotary.
ME.
That's like rotary dialed, dude.
Pretty much. That's what I have to do. I have to wind up my phone, get it going.
Rub it on your pants and get a static shock to jumpstart it in the morning.
Dude, the battery's so bad on it too. It's ridiculous.
So they have supposed LG Nexus 5 and Huawei, I don't know how you say that word, Nexus
Hey? I don't know.
specs have been leaked, supposedly.
Yeah, whatever.
So the new Nexus 5, I'm basically just going to read this. I copied
So
and
there's
pasted
two
it.
versions of the Nexus 5 that have
Yes.
been leaked or whatever.
Yeah, one's a 5.2
There's more of like
inch.
a base model and then like an upper model. That's what people. This article makes it seem like. This article from Mochina,
It's Gizmo China, dude.
whatever. Why is it Gizmo China?
Because it's
I like-
China. It's based
Is it
out
a
of
China?
China.
Oh, I like Gizmo China better. It sounds better. We'll go with that.
Gizmo China. Okay, so anyway, yeah, they have two different ones. They have the LG one, which is basically just going to be a refresh of the Nexus 5 that I have now. It's just going to be a refresh and updated stuff. I don't know how much different it's going to look, really. But
Yeah.
it's, like I said, I'm just going to read it. I just copied and pasted the specs that they're
Specs
saying.
of it. Yours is OLED? I don't
What?
think it. I didn't know LG. Well, I guess LG is a display maker, so they would do OLED.
What?
No, it's just like Samsung makes displays, so they push like the latest and greatest displays.
Oh.
LG makes displays as well, so plus
Yeah.
they're both Korean.
But so anyway, it's gonna be full or 5.2 inch full HD 1080p P OLED. I don't know what P OLED is.
Performance. I have no idea. I'm just making that up. Sounds good though.
Because I know what AMOLED is, but I don't know what P stands for. Anyway,
What's A stand for? For AMOLED. I don't know. I don't remember. I don't remember.
Shit, I don't remember either. Oh my god, I gotta search it now because it's gonna make.
No,
me
it's organic light emitting diode, but AMOLED.
active matrix.
Oh, that's right. It is AMOLED.
So what is P OLED? Polymer.
I don't know if that's good or bad, but sounds good.
Sometimes called PLED.
Well,
PLED.
well, POLED.
So anyway.
POLED.
POLED. I got a POLED screen, dog.
Got my POLED
I can't afford a AMOLED, so I got a POLED. But new Qualcomm Snapdragon 620 processor, up to 4 gigabytes of DDR3 RAM.
I don't know what this up to means. I figure it'll probably have two
versions. Probably a 32 gigabyte will have 2 gigs of RAM, and the 64 gigabyte will have 4 gigs of RAM, probably.
I'll have to get the 64 then.
Hell yeah. 64 gigabytes of eMMC internal storage. 3180 milliamp battery.
That's pretty
gonna
good
be
for
the big
size.
one. MediaTek wireless charging receiver Marvell Avastar. Connectivity chipset for 802.11 AC Wi-Fi, NFC of course, and Bluetooth 4.0 or 4.2. The new Nexus 5 will be equipped with front stereo speakers, a rear power button with integrated fingerprint sensor, so basically like the Motos. The LGs are the same way. 13 megapixel rear camera with an RGBW sensor.
I don't know if this IMX278 sensor is good or not, but sounds good. 6-element 1.2 aperture, or f-stop, whatever you want to call it.
You said 1.2, 1.8.
Fire.
OIS laser
I can't talk.
autofocus.
Laser autofocus.
And a dual tone LED flash. 4 megapixel front facing camera with an RGB IR sensor and iris detection, so you can go like this and it'll unlock your phone.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
A USB Type-C connector, which is what the main thing that I'm excited about on this phone. And Quick Charge 2.0. So I think they said that you can get like 0 to...
The best part about
I think Quick Charge 2.0 can charge a cell phone battery. I think it's like... I want to say it was like 50% in like 10 minutes.
That's really good.
It was something retarded fast like that.
The best part about the phone,
aluminum
just like
frame,
the old Nexus,
and it might be priced around $300 to $400 USD.
Yo, I'm all over that. $400.
If I could get that phone for like $350, even $399.
Yeah, I expect personally. I expect it to be $399 for like the cheap one, and then like $499 for the
I think $450
expensive one.
Because they only had a $50 gap on the.
Yeah, but I'll even take $50, especially if it comes with more DDR RAM and stuff like that, or more RAM. Because before it was just internal storage. The differences.
Yeah, for 4 gigs of RAM and 64 gigabytes of storage, I'd pay $499.
Are most newer processors 64-bit? Because I know this this new Snapdragon 620. It's not the 800 series, the upper end quality. So it's I don't know if it's more of like a budget chip or more of like a more geared for battery life or something like that. But the performance of it that I've seen, when I searched this article, I did a little bit of research on. I think I saw this article on Reddit, so I was reading through the comments and people were talking about this chip in particular. I guess it's in some device. I can't remember what it is, but there's some benchmarks out of it compared to the latest Xenos. Whatever it is, and the S6 and the latest Snapdragon. I think the 820. It performs. I know the latest version. What is it? 819 or 818 or something. But anyways, it performs single-threaded as good as the Xenos and better than the I guess last gen, since this is current gen. The last gen top end Snapdragon processor. Multi-threaded performance is a little bit less because I think the Xenos is 8-core, where this is only a 4-core. But I mean, performance-wise, of the CPU, it's not like some budget cheap crap. You put in like the $200 phones. It seems to be a really good performing CPU, and hopefully battery life on it's really good. Or of the chip itself, like the battery life is good, and then paired with this big battery, I'm hoping it's battery life is good and performance is great, and then it's cheap because I'm buying it.
Yeah, I'm glad to see they didn't go retarded like 1440p and all that other crap. I don't see any reason to go over 1080p on a phone. Especially
if you have like the Nexus 6, you have like the cheap and then the higher end. And then in this article they talk about the you didn't put any points on your stuff, but in the article they also said additionally there was a leak about the Hawaii Nexus device, which is a 5.7 AMOLED screen, and will use a unibody metal design and a 21 megapixel sensor, IMX 320 or 230 sensor, and then some other stuff, some wireless stuff. But that's just a little bit at the bottom. The main thing is the cheapo Nexus is what I was excited about.
Which is really weird because, like, to me, whenever I hear or see the difference between LG and Hawaii, however you say that, Hawaii or whatever seems like the cheap, like, knockoff. You know what I mean? I don't know.
Yeah,
I figured it would be the other way around. I figured the baller phone would be the LG one and not the other one.
But The one thing I do not like about it is they're doing two versions of the Nexus 5. I mean, I like their scheme before, do the Nexus 6 and the Nexus 5, have two different phones, or having a 5 and a 5 Plus or some stupid shit like that. It just gets annoying, and it's I think
it's only a half an inch different on the screen size. So
you're making it confusing for customers, which you're already not strong with the customers anyways, because most people just go buy their stuff from the stores, and I mean it makes it confusing for customers. If there's two of the same phone, then you have to know the specs between the two. If you just do a 5 and a 6, it's super easy. Yep. Consumers can understand it. I mean, so I don't know.
Now people are gonna be like, "Oh, what phone you got? Oh, I got the new Nexus 5. Oh, the Hawaii one or the LG one?"
Well, they're not even gonna know that. I mean,
people that are realistically into phones is what I'm saying.
Well, I guess no.
I'm talking about tech people that know
LG or whatever, right?
No. At the very bottom it says it.
So, I was thinking, maybe Nexus was trying to strip badging from their phone, but I don't know. Maybe they're not. Maybe they're still allowing that. But yeah, I'm not sure of the two different versions of the same model number. I mean, that's just
stupid.
Especially when you have 6s, and I mean, I don't understand it. But we'll see. It's expected to come out sometime this year. I mean, hopefully October.
October.
I don't know. Sooner the better for me.
October is usually whenever they announce a new phone and the new OS, so it'll be the first phone with Android M.
That's fine. I'm fine, dude. Because T-Mobile's now having a sale on Nexus 6s. Mm-hmm. They're still retarded expensive, but it's
$150 off or something, right? Or something like that.
I think for just the regular 6, not the 6 Edge or whatever, or the 6.
Oh, you're talking about the S6. I thought you were talking about the Nexus 6.
No. Yeah. No, T-Mobile doesn't have a deal on that. If they I think I saw AT&T Nexus 6 for $500.
Off.
Yeah, it was like $500.
$150 off. Yeah.
That I might buy it on, but I don't know. The T-Mobile one isn't that cheap. I don't really.
The Nexus 5. It's too. The Nexus 6 is too shitty, in my opinion. I don't know.
It's just too big.
I
think a 5-inch screen is big enough. Anything bigger than that, it's just a little bit too big, I think.
Well, it wasn't that it was too big. I mean, it was big, but it just felt cheap.
Yeah, that's the problem with
my Nexus 5. It feels solid. It's like the old it's like the old HTC phones. Like back whenever we used to talk about and compare the different cell phones. Back whenever we were really really big into them and everything. It's like the HTCs
now. People just need to get rid of that. I mean, when you're having little bump outs for the camera and stuff, it's just stupid. Just make the phone a certain thickness. I mean, people put cases and crap on phones anyways to make them thicker. So it's like, just make the phone a normal size, put a decent battery in it. And so
I would totally give up a thin phone for more battery.
Yeah, I mean, we're not even talking huge phones. I mean, we're talking 2 or 3 millimeters. I mean, difference. I mean, who cares?
Right.
Just make the phone normal size, put a fat battery in it, and call it a day. And then you have room for a good camera and everything like that. So you don't have to have that bump out.
Yeah, that's all this one is. This one's got I don't know if you can see it. It's got it bumps out. It has a lip for the camera lens. And this one is the new one. This is the replacement that I got, and I've only had it for maybe 3 months. And the entire rim around the camera is just bare metal now. All the paint's gone.
As long as it's like mine doesn't have a rim thing. It's kind of flush. The old Galaxy S6.
Yeah, it's sunken in behind the plastic case a little bit.
Yeah, but the actual glass on it itself is. I mean, it's an old.
Oh yeah,
phone.
No, the glass doesn't touch. Yeah, the glass doesn't touch.
Mine, I mean, it doesn't touch, but it's after 3 years of abuse now. I mean, it's kind of scratched up, so it sucks. But so I'd like to see it, a little bit more protected. So a little bit thicker phone's fine, but I don't know. Phone makers are still in the razor complex, man. Super thin, super small, or something. I don't know. I don't understand it, but I'm really excited for this phone. As soon as it comes out, I will probably buy it because I need a phone so bad, really bad.
Yeah, I'll definitely look into upgrading from mine as well.
Indeed. So,
turn around and sell this one.
And it seems, I choose best timing for everything. As soon as I buy my processor, Intel comes out with new stuff.
One that's worse than yours comes out.
Skylake.
Yup.
Beast mode, which I like the naming scheme a lot better. Like the 4770. I mean, yeah, I guess they had to scrunch numbers together or something, but
yeah.
And like the 2500K, super easy. 2600K, 2700K. It's easy. It sounds cool. It's 4770K, 4790K, 46.
Because they had different versions of that same thing.
Yeah, I know. It's just kind of they needed to think ahead with their naming structure. So I like the Skylake.
So does that mean that you don't? Does that mean that you don't like
the 5820K? Yeah, that's stupid. They should just do like.
Well, that's what I'm saying though. So does that mean that you feel the same way about it with like a car?
Yeah. Like
they have like a CE and an LE and a LTE and.
I'm not sure what you mean.
Like they have like a Camaro, they might have like an LE version for limited edition or whatever, and then they have like a LT version, and then they have a SS version, and then they have it's just different badging, but they do different things. They have different options. So that's exactly
but
what
I like
4770K
the naming structure. That's what I'm talking about, though.
Yeah, 4770K. It's a 4700K, but they have a 70 and a 90.
Well,
there's two different versions.
They just had a 70. And then they came out with the updated 90K. I mean, yeah.
So it has more options and does more things. So it has to have a different number. It's not the same SKU.
Well, yeah, have to change the number.
Yeah, so they did 4790K instead of 4770.
Do better than that. Because it went from 37.
Yeah, there was a 3770.
Yeah, but why'd they go from a 50 or 5700 to their 40s, whatever.
From a 5700
to 2700 to 3770. There was no 3700. Why don't they just keep it that even?
Because they knew that they were going to have multiple versions of the 3700 series, so they just started off at the 3770.
That's just
I don't freaking know.
Yeah, but I like this.
Why did they just release a freaking Broadwell at 5775 or whatever the hell it was?
I don't know.
5775C, and then 2 weeks later, you're going to release this?
Well, that's different.
Nobody's going
to. That's mobile mobile processor, the Broadwell thing, the 50 whatever it is.
Yeah, but still.
Yeah, it's dumb.
It's the same size as this.
It's like weird. They completely skipped the 5000 series, but they already had like 5000 series chips. That's why they skipped it. I guess some old crap. I don't know, but that's why they skipped it. So, but I don't know. I'm just happy they're back to
the chip is the chip is no bigger or smaller than the Broadwell. So this could be a mobile chip as well then.
Well, it's what it's designed for. Like low power, like. These are performance chips. These ones that we're talking about. The
but the Broadwell, I'm pretty sure, doesn't have much less. This doesn't have much more power draw than the Broadwell does.
The Broadwell has the new
Iris.
Yeah, the
it does have better performance, which I mark in my notes.
What?
But I actually had two.
Are these out yet? Can you buy them? I haven't even looked. It says August release.
No, they're not out yet.
Yeah, I know you have
two. I think it's end of August.
But yeah, I guess a good upgrade with these chips. Well, I guess we could just go to the next article because it's the same thing.
It was the same thing, but yeah, that's what I want to talk about because this one shows the packaging and the other one doesn't. So anyway, fuck you. So the i7 looks to have.
I guess it is cooler packaging. This is kind of boring packaging. Look at that. It is 3D though. Look, I mean.
The thing is the other one just says that it's review. This one here proves that it actually is a thing because you can physically see it. That's why I left it in here. You can physically see the box. You can physically see the chip. You know that it's actually coming.
Yeah, that's fine.
So anyway, so the i7 is going to have a 4.0 base clock and I guess a 4.2 turbo clock, which I don't see why.
Which is on On the same lines of the...
I figured it'd be 4.0 and
4790K.
4.5 in my opinion, but whatever.
Ah.
So 8
So
megabyte
that's
cache,
4.5
4 core, 8
is-
thread.
Remember, they have to
placed-
do on the stock Intel chips, or the coolers too, so everything that works has to be on the stock Intel coolers. So that's why it's only 4.2. Probably to get 4.5, most of their chips, to get 4.5 stable would be too high of a voltage and it'd be too overheat on the stock Intel heatsink fan.
I guess 3 megahertz might make that difference.
300.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
But yeah, I mean,
so it
just
says 316 price,
they're building all these chips, so
which is pretty low.
Each one has to do it. So this one might take more voltage than this one. So if this one takes another tenth of a volt over this one, it still got to be cooled by the same cooler. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
In our aftermarket, we don't really care that much, but
I'm actually quite surprised that they even sell coolers with chips anymore.
Yeah, I mean, like the 80 or the Haswell E's.
Yeah, they don't come with coolers because does anybody actually buy a freaking CPU like this and leave it on the stock cooler for a gaming rig?
I don't think these K series, like the performance enthusiast grade. Well, that's not entirely true. I did on my buddy's work computer. Just because it was, I think, $20 cheaper.
Though.
Yeah, but it was like $20 cheaper not even $20 cheaper to get an i7, because I wanted to get an i7 because he does video rendering and stuff like that. So, but for the non-K version, it was like $20 cheaper, and it was only rated at like 3.4 gigahertz. Compared to the K being 4 gigahertz base clock. So I just went with the K and stuck it on the stock heatsink fan. But
word?
Indeed.
Okay. So they're saying that the 6700K, the i7, is going to release, probably around $316 retail, which is a little bit less than the 4790K, which is $339.
Yeah. Well, I figured those are like OEM chips. That's usually what a lot of the article pricing is off OEM chips. There's groups of 1,000 of them when you buy them. So that's why usually it's a little bit cheaper. Unless they're saying MSRP was that. I didn't read the article, so.
No, it just says retail. It just says $339 retail.
Oh, okay, so it is cheaper. Oh, well, the old one's $339 retail. Is the new one $339?
4790K is $339 retail. They're saying that this one will be $316 retail.
That's a weird number for retail, but we'll go with it.
Yeah, it'll probably be like $319.99 or something. I don't know. Whatever.
Doesn't matter. OEM pricing, but
so what does it look like? It looks like a 95-watt TDP. Is that what it is?
Yeah, on the same as the current generation Haswell's, but the biggest upgrade is DDR4. So all these chips support DDR4. What?
The biggest upgrade, in my opinion.
No, they do support DDR3 too, but the chipset, the 1151, because it's a new chipset now. You can't use your old boards. Yep. That's what I was kind of thinking. Like when I bought my 4790K, I was like, man, maybe I should upgrade to Z97 in case the Skylake's good. But I guess you need a new board anyways, so I'm glad I didn't spend the money, because then I ended up buying X99 anyways.
Yeah. But I think, honestly, the biggest upgrade, DDR4, there's not really that much of a performance increase between DDR3 and DDR4, but the platform difference. But I think the big thing is the Z170 chipset. All the stuff that the Z170 can do, like for the boards and everything or whatever, it opens up a lot more.
But I think that's partially through with the processors, too.
Well, yeah, of course it does, but that's what I'm saying, though. The chips, it's in the article. It's in the other article if you read it. It's like on page 4 or 5 that it says that the motherboard is what really unlocks the chip and allows the chip to do what it wants to do.
Well, yeah.
That's what I'm saying, though. DDR4 doesn't mean dick. DDR4 gives you nothing over DDR3, really.
Well, I'm just stating the big upgrades from the previous updates, and then
but that would be the chipset and the board. allows you to do a lot more shit with the board than it does DDR4 does. DDR4 doesn't give you as much as what the board does. The processor is good, but DDR4 means nothing.
The processor enables all that.
That's what I'm saying. But the DDR... Never mind. Forget it. Anyway.
I don't understand. But
oh my god, because the DDR4 DDR4 is not what gives you the 40 gigabits per second on over PCI Gen 3 link. That's the board and the chipset. DDR4 has nothing to do with any of that. DDR4 is not what's making it do that. DDR4
the feature of the new processor. I was going through the features of the new processor.
I know, but DDR4, you said it was the biggest upgrade. That's all I'm saying.
I said the big upgrade, and I was listing them off. I was going to say the PCIe lanes, how it has more PCIe lanes than the previous.
Oh, well, you said the biggest upgrade, so I thought you were saying
the
DDR4.
I was just going listing them.
Okay,
but yeah.
Go ahead.
I don't remember the numbers. I think, 40 lanes of PCIe 3, where like the previous versions.
You don't have your notes open?
No, I was just going off stuff I've read earlier. Actually, did you even
write
the
the point in making notes?
Let's see. 40 gigabits per second, 20 gigabits. Yeah, see, like you don't have the numbers. I don't know the numbers specifically, but I know like the i7 I think has 30 lanes of PCIe 3, where like the X99 5820 I think is like the 5820 I think only has 28 lanes, and 20 of those lanes are 3.0, and the other 8 are 2.0, stuff like that. So I mean, there is upgrades like that built in with the newer chipset as well, which is really good if you're going to do like a lot of SATA controllers. You can do PCIe. Not SATA, SSDs. You do PCIe SSDs, or what's those little SSDs people have? I can't even remember what they are. Yeah, M.2 or whatever they are. You got those. Those all run off PCIe lanes, and then of course you have the video cards. You can have dual and tri and quad SLI and everything like that. So, but more PCIe lanes, more bandwidth to the processor, I guess. So, faster stuff is good. I guess isn't there? Maybe not. I can't remember. I thought someone was talking about. I remember reading about a new SATA thing, like 3.1 or something like that. Am I completely off on that?
No,
this was a thread I was reading a while ago talking about Skylake and what they were hoping, I guess, and maybe they were talking about that.
Oh, I don't know. I didn't read anything about that.
Yeah, but so no, it seems to be everyone was talking about how there's going to be a huge increase in step up in speed. Like people were talking about 30 to 40% increase in IPC over the previous gen of Broadwell, but didn't seem to work out too well. I think APU performance, I remember reading one article this morning, was a good increase over Broadwell, but the rest of it was
over Haswell.
What was this? Oh, Broadwell, yeah.
So it's the onboard graphics is better than Haswell, but Broadwell 5775C just overpowers it by a mile.
Well, for the
for onboard graphics.
Yeah, because that has that. I can't even remember what it is.
Iris Pro HD graphic.
Yeah, the Iris thing. Yeah.
So the 6700K might only be they did a review on it. It's like a 5 to 10% increase over a higher clocked Haswell, but you got to remember you're also adding on DDR4, the new chipset, and all that kind of stuff. So. Yeah,
I mean it's a normal increase for generations of Intel chips.
I think it's just everything else that comes along with it is what's big. I'm just really fucking getting irritated with all this shit about it brings on a whole new thing like DDR4, and it's like DDR4 has been out for fucking ever, man. I'm tired of that shit. Yeah, I know that it might be freaking mainstream or whatever, but I mean I get that it might be making it mainstream or whatever, but they're making it sound like this is the first fucking chip that's ever used DDR4. And it's not.
I got a CPU or DDR hipster over here.
I'm not a DDR hipster. It's the truth.
not a hipster.
Quit making
Man, I can't even,
quit making
what
false
is that
facts.
stuff?
It's false facts.
Is it hipster that like things
Had
that
it
come out
before it was cool
Yeah.
or whatever? Yeah, it's not that at all. It's lying. It's plain and simple lying. You're talking it up to make it sound bigger than it is. Everybody and their grandmother hated DDR4 because it was stupid and they would have to buy new stuff, so I'm not going to go with that. It's a waste of money. DDR4 is dumb. And then now that this chip is coming out...
pretty much zero performance increase.
Right, and now that this chip is coming out, all you read all over the place is that DDR4 is fucking awesome. Oh man, I can't wait to get this chip because I'm going to be able to get DDR4 and it's actually going to be cheap now, and I've been wanting DDR4 for all this time, but yet back whenever it was expensive and they couldn't afford it, they said that it was no increase, no performance, it was dumb. What's the point in having DDR4?
I haven't really seen people talk about it like that.
Yeah, it was all over the fucking place today on Reddit. Of course you hate Reddit, but... in my opinion, I don't think Reddit is a circle jerk. I think Reddit is true colors, is what I think. Because people are that asshole-ish, that dickish, and that racist. So Reddit is the perfect true color forum. I mean, unless you go to PC Master Race, obviously they're doing a satire.
It is circle jerk because a comment that's different than the norm or the majority. You know,
that's everywhere.
That's
though.
Their
that's
true
Facebook.
Colors.
That's Google Plus. That's everywhere.
Gets hit by the stupid downvote system or whatever it is.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's the internet, though.
It's like, oh, you think just like me here, have my internet points. So
yeah, it's not supposed to be that way, but yeah, it ends up being that
way. That's how it is. But yeah, so yeah, I bought a CPU and then the new one just came out, so I got some bad luck there. But no,
this one sucks compared to the 5820K.
No, the Haswell.
The only thing that this one has over the 5820K is onboard audio or onboard video, which we don't use anyway. So
yeah, though DirectX 12, man, you never know. Might come in handy. I'm just kidding. But no, the reason I'm upgrading is for 6-core for all that streaming I do.
70 million followers.
7, you mean? But yeah, no. That's the reason I upgraded. So I'm still happy with that. I was kind of worried about it. I'm like, man, if there is a huge increase in performance, it does suck that I just bought all this stuff. Luckily, it's within 30 days. I can return it all, but it's not. So I'm happy. I mean, because realistically, when I upgraded, from my Sandy Bridge to Haswell, was it Haswell? Your old chip, the i5? I can't even remember the names anymore.
Yeah, Haswell.
I think that's Haswell. So yeah, when I upgraded to that, I didn't really notice a huge increase. Like in Counter-Strike, I saw an increase, but at the same time, I upgraded my video card too. So it's like, what performance?
It was more CPU than it was video card.
Yeah, that's what I think as well. I could hit 300 FPS pretty steady.
760 could hit 700 or 300 FPS.
Well, I mean, so I did see increase in performance there, but I mean, everywhere else, I saw no performance increase going from, a Sandy Bridge to a Haswell, which is what, a 2-generation jump? Because we had Ivy and then Haswell, or is there something in between? I can't remember. That was just Ivy in between.
Yeah.
So a 2-generation jump, which was theoretically a 10 to 20% increase in speed. And I didn't really notice anything, just in one game, which it was like going from 260 FPS to 300 FPS.
Yeah. It doesn't make as much of a difference as people think.
Yeah. So I'm not worried about this new upgrade. But when people were talking about that 40% upgrade, I was like, oh, man. I
knew that wasn't going to happen.
Yeah, I didn't think so either, because maybe if our AMD was challenging Intel.
That'd be a modern marvel if they got a 40% increase over Haswell.
I bet you they could do it. Like if
I'm sure they could probably do it, but they ain't gonna waste their fucking time doing that shit when AMD sucks ass. AMD's not even coming close to competing.
Yeah, but I guess the chip itself does support DDR3. Like I'm reading that on that.
That's pointless though, because it doesn't work on anything but this board.
Well, there might be, how they come out with
they ain't gonna do that. They ain't gonna waste their time whenever DDR4 is only $10 more for 8 gigs. They're not gonna waste their time.
Do it.
Why? That'd be a waste
for business computers.
Why can't a business computer run DDR4? It's not a security risk.
No, it should be cheaper overall.
$10?
$10 times 1,000 computers.
I don't see any businesses going with DDR3 over DDR4 because of $10 per computer.
I bet you it'll be more than $10, but you figure $10 for RAM. The chipset will probably be cheaper.
Well, no, they said that the cheapest 8 gig right now of DDR3 versus the cheapest 8 gig of DDR4 was the difference between $40 and $50.
Well, I mean, also you got to think of the manufacturing process. Maybe, I don't know. Like, I don't know if there's any difference in that, but who knows?
I don't know why you would have a chip like this that's supposed to bring on DDR4, and it's the first chip that ever does it, and then have it be.
Well, it says DDR3L. Is that like laptop or like? Because I'm thinking
maybe
there isn't no DDR4 for laptops, so maybe it's like for that, so they can use this architecture for mobile chips or something. Who knows? Or maybe even like mobile devices. Not like specific phones, but like the Surface tablet and stuff. So yeah, it's probably a laptop or servers or something like that. Something more. It's voltages or power consumption. It's
laptop
concerned.
Memory.
Mm-hmm. So I can see it there.
Or just make laptops have DDR4 and quit being bitches.
Well, I mean,
can't be any harder.
Uses more power, faster speeds, more power, blah blah blah.
Well, but DDR3 uses more power than DDR3L, and they have laptops with standard DDR3 in it, not DDR3L.
Well, yeah, I mean,
so if they can do DDR3 laptops, then they can do DDR4 laptops. Just saying.
It's just they built the architecture, and then they'll build a bunch of chips off.
Push that shit out, man. Push it out. Be the first to do it and be ultra cool. And
see right here on this
be
thing.
the first to have DDR4, even though it's been out for 6 months.
Consumer pricing $350 for the i7 6700. But yeah.
Yep. Sweet.
Let's see if I can skim over this. Skylake DDR4 uses 64 gigs of RAM.
Yeah.
Without having to step up to the pricier Haswell E system, which is good. Though I think the 5820K, no, that's limited to 64. It's not like the 5820K. You can't do 128 gigs of RAM. I don't think the processor won't support it.
Really?
I think so. I remember reading that. I can't remember if it's board or if it's limited by the processor. I'm not 100% on that. I can't remember.
Yeah.
But one interesting thing
Max is 64.
Yeah. One interesting thing I was reading on this is there's a lot of base clock overclocking with these chips. Like, I think the Haswell does it a little bit. The Haswell E, I mean. You can do base clock overclocks. If that's true, then I remember there were some chips, like the Xenon chips. You can get the Xenon chips, which are multiplier locked. But if you can overclock the base clock, like from 100 to 125, you can get those cheap Xenon chips and overclock those, and you might get a decent overclocker out of them for dirt cheap. I think that was in maybe the Sandy Bridge era. They did that. I can't remember, or maybe the step before that. I can't even remember what that was called before Sandy Bridge. Remember, you had that i5 920K or something, or 920.
950,
whatever.
960, 950.
I don't know. Whatever that. I think it was that series of chips, whatever they were called.
I don't think it even had a name. It was like Wolfdale or some shit.
Well, that's the name. I think Wolfdale is the. Well, it might be the same actually. Because I remember, like in my sister's computer, her old E5200 is like a Wolfdale or something like that.
Oh, 950 was an i7, so it must have been a 920. No, 920 is an i7. 750. 750. i5 750. That's what it is. Yeah.
That was your first computer build, right?
No.
Sure. Oh, that's right. You did have your
that was my first real computer build.
Yeah, that was your second.
When I had like No,
When you
well,
actually
I had some money to.
Yeah,
I had a lot more money to
built a gaming rig then, because before it was a budget gaming rig.
Linfield.
Linfield. That's what I was thinking, but I couldn't remember. I thought it was Lin something. So, but the chips seem to be decent overclockers though, which is weird. I think I was reading Hard OCP, and usually they get sent review samples, like a confidential chip. But this time they got sent retail chips, which is weird. So that's why, like, well, maybe these are hand selected chips or something like that. But anyways, they said they got like 4.7 gigahertz out of it, which overclocks pretty well. It's not quite the Sandy Bridge era. That magical 5 gigahertz is still not there. I mean, some Sandy Bridges can reach that 5 gigahertz, but nothing else since. So they're still not there yet that some people are looking for, but the overclock seems to be definitely a lot better than the Ivy Bridge or the original Haswells. Those suck. So the Devil's Canyon or whatever they are, Devil's Blue Devil, I don't even remember what they called. The 4790s, the 90s, those overclocked well. That refresh, but not too bad.
Yeah, I know the Sandy Bridges were ridiculous.
Yeah, I remember my 50 or 2500K that Cameron has now. I could get that thing to boot on air. Well, like I thought at the time, 1.3 volts was a lot, but like people are running these new 18 nanometer chips at 1.3 volts and not even blinking. It's ridiculous. So that chip would probably run 5 gigahertz, no problem. Because I could boot Windows at 1.3, and I didn't want to go over that voltage, but I'd boot Windows, I could run Prime for like, I don't know, 25 seconds, and then it'd crash.
Yeah.
So
I've seen people running the freaking Haswell E's. I think it was a 5930K and a 5960X at like, I think it was like 1.38 volts.
Yeah, that's too much.
Water.
I mean, on water, but still, yeah. I think anything over like like I thought back then, the Sandy Bridge era, anything over 1.3 volts would start lessening the life of the chip. So that's like people are like, oh yeah, just put it at 1.3 volts and see what it does with your brand new. Because I think Sandy Bridge was 28 nanometer, or is maybe even 32 nanometer. These are like so much smaller chips, and they're running the same voltage. Like, whatever. I'm like, whoa, that's crazy. But I think that chip will. I know it booted 5 gigahertz, no problem at 1.3. So I bet you if you put like 1.35, 1.4 volts to it, I bet you could get that 4 gigahertz or 5 gigahertz stable on that thing, easy.
Ridiculous.
Yeah. So I mean, even the 4790K that I'm using now, I mean, I run 4.6 gigahertz at 1.25 volts.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, I think I could probably bump up the voltage to 1.3, 1.32 or something. Oh, probably 1.3. I'm a pussy. I wouldn't go over that. Maybe if I had like water cooling and just to do it kind of thing. I bet you can get like 4.8 gigahertz out of this chip. So, which is pretty damn good. It's getting up there. I just hope this bad boy gets. I really want 4.5. Once I get that Corsair. Yeah, Corsair, my second Corsair piece, even though, anyways. But the GTX or 110i GTX or whatever it is.
Yeah.
I can't remember if GTX was first or after.
110i GT.
GT? I think it's a GTX now.
Mine's a 110i GT.
Yeah. So that thing, whatever it is, whatever model is out now.
The box out here.
As soon as I get that, then maybe I really want to get 4.5 gigahertz out of it. I'll be super happy if I can get that. So I'm hoping it's good, man. That's why I want to build that system tonight after the show. I might still do it. We'll see. Dude, I gotta pull the processor out.
Pull all your crap out so your computer isn't going to be working the entire time, and you're going to be like, man, I don't want to do that. I want to watch some streams.
I kind of do. I kind of want to watch some Dota, but the Dota
it's over, ain't it?
I don't know.
I mean, it's over for the day.
Well, the last game when like the Cloud 9's ones yesterday, they went till like 12 o'clock at night. But I think the group stages are done or something. I don't know. Maybe that was just that group. I don't know. I don't know the TI tournament schedule, the Invitational or whatever. But
yeah, I don't either. I don't know. All right, let's hurry this along because we're already at 1:15.
Yep.
All right.
And is releasing their next mainstream GPUs, the R9 370.
So this is supposed to compete against the GTX 950.
Mm-hmm.
And reading this article and several other articles, you can look at this here. This is a using TektopiaTV GPU software.
GPU-Z.
They compared GPU-Z. They compared a 370 versus a 290X, I think it was, or 270X.
270X. Yeah.
A 370X and a 270X they compared, and they're literally the exact same thing. Every last bit of it, except for the manufacturer of the RAM, the vendor name. That's the only thing that is different.
Which is disappointing. Which, I mean, that's kind of what they did with the 390 as well. I mean, it's pretty much the same as the 290.
But see, the thing that I've been noticing and reading a lot of, and other tech tubers or whatever you want to call them, is that the 290 and 270 was a rebrand of the 7790 or something like that. So
yeah,
this is like a four-year-old GPU.
That's why they do so bad. I mean, yeah, they've refined it and it performs a little bit better, but
you've refined it. You didn't. It's not a new GPU. So why do you have a new name?
Three new GPUs of Intel come out at the same time you're running the same chip. It's like, yeah, it might be cheap, but it's also shit.
Yeah, it's old.
I mean, that's why. I mean, I'm sorry, but I think AMD's done for. I don't think that they'll be around too much longer.
No,
because the Fury X or Fury or whatever the chipset that was supposed to be good, and it's. I guess it's okay. I mean, it's okay. It's between the 980 and 980 Ti, but I don't know if the price point's there. I mean, maybe if it's like $450 or $500, maybe you can compete versus the 980 because it's a little bit faster than 980, I think. But I don't know.
Doesn't the Fury X compete, or isn't it like on? I thought the Fury X was on par, if not a little bit less than a 980 Ti.
Yeah, it's in between the 980 and 980 Ti.
I mean, I thought it was like not far behind the 980 Ti.
Oh, really?
I thought it was like
far behind.
I thought it was like 5 frames per second on like 1080p and 1440p, but 4K, the Fury X outdid the 980 Ti because of the high bandwidth memory.
I thought they were limited to like only 4 gigs though.
Yeah, it's like the way that it utilizes it is what it helps.
Oh, well then. I guess the initial reviews that I saw had shitty drivers, and like most AMD stuff, the drivers suck dick. So,
very true. So yeah, I don't know. They need to do something for sure. Somebody needs to buy them out if that's what they're gonna do or whatever. Because I know Samsung was talking about buying them out.
Yeah, I mean,
for a while, but some people were saying that they were talking about like Intel was thinking about buying them out. I'm like,
well,
what?
I mean. They kind of need it. They need that competition, or else they're going to be screwed. They're going to be like a monopoly, and then they're screwed.
Everybody will be buying NVIDIA. They won't have a choice, and then all the video cards are going to go up like $300-$400 more than what they are now.
Well, not even that. I mean, I don't know.
And it'll come to like a screeching halt. So like the 1080 Ti or whatever the hell it'll be next. Will be like only a 2% increase over the 980 Ti, and then they'll keep the 980 Ti price point at what it is instead of lowering it down to compete.
Yep.
And then the 1080 Ti or whatever it'll be will be super expensive, like the Titan X would be, and then the Titan X would be even more than that.
Yeah.
It'll be retarded. AMD needs to do something. Dude, and they like talked it all up and made like such a big deal about the 300 series, and it's like the same shit.
Mm-hmm.
Man, how did they honestly think that this was gonna like? Do they not read the internet? Did none of the people at AMD go on the internet ever?
They must be like, I don't even know, out of money or something. I mean, I don't understand why they think it's a good marketing strategy to release the same stuff over again. Rebrand it.
I remember watching Jay and Jerry, and they were looking up the net worth of different companies or whatever, and like Nvidia was like retarded expensive or retarded high, and AMD was like so freaking low. They were saying something like Bill Gates could buy AMD out like 100 times over.
Yeah, I remember.
It was like it was low, dude. Like
AMD. AMD is.
I think it was like
less,
$1 billion.
AMD is worth less than they paid for ATI.
Yeah.
AMD as a whole, now that with ATI, because ATI was its own standalone company, is worth less than they paid for ATI. It's ridiculous, like how much value they've dropped.
Yeah, look at that. $2.16 a share.
Yeah. What's their market cap?
1.6 bill.
Yeah. Versus, look at NVIDIA.
What the hell? Oh, $28.5 a share.
Oh, what? No, what's the market cap? I thought it was 28.5 bill.
It doesn't say. Stock? There we go. Market cap is $10.9 billion.
That's actually not a lot more. Well, considering AMD is also in the processor market where NVIDIA is not, So
AMD is in two different markets and NVIDIA is not.
Mm-hmm. Now look at Intel. Cash money for days Intel's got.
29.2 and 138 billion market cap.
Yep.
Wow.
Got that money. So, keep hoping that AMD's going to come back. I've been a Team Red supporter at times. Well, I guess they weren't red then; they were green. But back when they were AMD, and ATI was its own thing. When was that? Thunderbirds. Not the show. The processor. Athlon. Yeah, baby.
A lot of our viewers probably won't even know who the Thunderbirds are.
True. Probably don't know what the Thunderbird chip is. But yeah, that was right when I got my car.
Without feeling like a nub, that I don't even know what a Thunderbird card is.
It's not even a card, it's a CPU.
Okay. Chip.
But yeah, no, just like
no
Linus.
Idea. I wasn't into the computers then. So.
Like, that Thunderbird was even before Linus's time.
Yeah.
Like,
well, he was like me. He was probably doing
other
other shit, because Linus is about the same age as us. I think he's like 34.
Yeah. That's just like, I don't know.
He just wasn't into it then.
Yeah, I know, that's crazy, though.
Until he was like 16 or 17.
No, he was until like 25.
No.
Yeah. No, probably like 20.
No, he was into it earlier than that because he talked about the different computers that him and his dad built all the time when he was younger.
Maybe when he was like younger like that, but it wasn't into it. But like when he was saying the 2600 plus or whatever, that was like the next series after the Thunderbirds. Now that was like 2004.
Yeah. I was only out of high school for 2 freaking years at that point. I was into cars. I wasn't thinking about computers at all.
Yeah, well, that's what I stopped. Like that was my last computer build. Was an Athlon, I think. Let me double check. Yeah, I think I had an Athlon 1000, 1 gigahertz. That was like the first gigahertz chip, or I don't even know if it was the first gigahertz chips, but it was competing. I don't even think the Pentium 4 was out yet. But anyways, that was my like last computer. I had an Athlon 1000 or something like that. I overclocked to like 1.1 gigahertz or something ridiculous. And then I bought the Q6600. jumped into that chip, like because I got the
Leonard
cars.
was a big supporter of AMD.
Yeah, because back in the day with the starting at the Athlon, they were really good. The Pentium 4s sucked. They ran hot. They didn't perform that well. I mean,
Yeah,
it was a big difference. ATI had money. They bought. Nvidia or AMD had money. They bought AMD or ATI.
yeah.
I mean, it was like, I don't know.
So is Radeon, is that ATI?
Yeah, ATI Radeons
Okay.
back in the day. It was ATI and NVIDIA, and then it was AMD and Intel. But then they bought the same company and sucked. Or one bought the
That's
other.
surprising that, like AMD, the chip manufacturer, bought a GPU manufacturer. But that's weird that like Intel didn't buy NVIDIA to do kind of the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
Which probably worked out for the best, I would think.
Yeah, definitely. For sure.
NVIDIA makes some good shit, I'm not gonna lie. I mean, I don't really like to say that I fanboy over them because I'm not like, NVIDIA is all the best.
No, I go 100% price performance, man. That's what I'm for. Well, I guess I can't say that.
Because you would go AMD.
Yeah, AMD does have better price performance, but
they're just...
I want good performance at a reasonable value.
Yeah.
And that's like the 970s, dude. Those things perform great at a great value. Not super great. I mean, it'd be better if it's like a $250 price point rather than $350, but still, I mean, amazing performance.
$350 for a 970 is badass. It's a badass card for $350.
I'm still stuck in like that QCC 600 days when that 980 or 880 GT came out for like $200. Dude, that card was the bomb diggity. It was better than the $400 GTS card.
That was also back whenever the US dollar was worth more than 2 cents.
Actually, the US dollar is pretty strong now.
Not really.
It is. No, it's pretty strong.
Not as strong as it was back then, though.
Yeah, because that was before the market crash, like 2006, 2007. So you're right. I think it was stronger then.
I mean, it's $200. I mean, $200 back then was like $400 now.
No, it wasn't 100% inflation that long. But yeah, I know what you're saying.
$200 was an expensive card back then. It wasn't cheap. It wasn't cheap. Budget card.
It was borderline budget card. Like that card when it came out was. Well, I mean, I guess
if it was a budget card, then it wasn't.
You can say the same thing about the 960, dude. The 960 performs like as good as the 680. I mean, yeah, it's 2 generations old, but I mean, realistically, the 960 performs as good as the 770. That's what Kenny has, right? Or does Kenny have a 760? Yeah. So I mean, the latest, what is it? Firm? No, that was the old card. So what's the new Maxwell? New Maxwell chips? NVIDIA is doing right, man. Mm-hmm. That was a good performance increase, and like the 970, dude, that thing's great on power. I think the 960 is great on power as well.
Yeah.
But, I mean,
well, there's nothing to the 960.
Yeah, it's just a detuned. But I mean, those are some good cards. Just need well, that's the thing is NVIDIA just keeps digging in the knife into AMD, man. Not letting up. At least Intel's letting up a little bit.
Yeah.
They're just raking in that dough.
Oh, they're like swimming in it. Mm-hmm. Like wiping their asses with Benjamins.
Indeed.
Alright, so this one I actually got from...
Kind of makes sense. What? Not really, I mean, but...
It does. I agree with him to an extent.
Well, I mean, you just don't see... Like, they talk about Western Digital and Seagate, and they don't make SSDs. It's just funny. I mean, I never thought about it. I never thought about it until I saw this article. I was like, wow. They truly believe it.
Because that's what somebody says down... I think somebody said down in the comments. I think I got this off of Linus Tech Tips' website. Off their forum or whatever. And people were commenting saying, that they were waiting, like wondering how long it was going to take before Seagate and Western Digital release
SSDs.
Mm-hmm. I'm honestly surprised. Western Digital, like the Western Digital blacks and the blues and all that or whatever, were like the shit. Like they were like
They were the drive.
They still are. I mean, they still are for like a storage drive, like for HDD. But
honestly, I don't even know. Like I was watching a review video and they were talking about some other drive I've never even heard of, and it might have just been marketing because it's YouTube or whatever. But the guy's like, "Oh man, I love these drives. They're the best drives you can get." Blah blah blah. I'm like, I've never even heard of that. That's like how far out of the platter drive market that I am now.
I don't know, man. I don't
all SSD, baby. That's speed.
I don't see SSDs being used as storage though.
Well, I mean, what's storage?
That's what I'm saying. For me, storage is just like it's an extra drive that you just put your pictures and videos on. Who the fuck buys a 1 terabyte SSD just to do that?
If I had it, I mean, I would.
Yeah, if you had it. But the majority, no.
The majority will
go like to build a.
I'm just thinking of like a normal person, right?
A normal person
goes buys a Dell computer or whatever, or a MacBook. Your MacBook, that shit only has an SSD.
Yeah, but you're not
storing everything on an SSD.
But you're not.
A
lot of them
an iMac.
Store all their stuff on there though.
Well, I mean, I'm just saying people use what they have. They're not adding stuff in.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't beat the price per gigabyte of a platter drive. I mean, what is it, $100 and get a 6 terabyte or something? I don't. Like I said, I don't even know platter drives anymore. I think you can get like a 4 terabyte for like $100. Like a 2 or 3 terabyte for $100 maybe now. Yeah. I don't even know.
Probably 3 terabyte.
Yeah. So I mean,
let's see.
You're not going to be able to touch that with an SSD, but
let's go to Newegg and see what.
So I agree with him in that aspect, but just like what we were talking about the other day, the last show, that new chip that was coming out that wasn't volatile, had huge storage capacity, and was cheaper than DRAM or something like that.
Let's see. Seagate Barracuda, 3 terabyte, 7,200 RPM drive, $85.
Yeah.
For 3 terabyte.
Yeah, I mean,
mass
realistically,
hard drive is 118.
There's no way you can beat that.
Yeah,
so
I'm just saying.
What they're saying, I agree, but performance-wise, I mean,
I just don't honestly see anybody.
Terabyte or hard drives, like you can get a terabyte. Once terabyte SSDs are like $150 to $200. You'll start seeing computers with just SSDs, and then that metric of the percentage of people that use them will grow dramatically.
But aren't SSDs bad for leaving stuff on for a long time? Like storing stuff for long periods of time? I thought they had issues with that.
I don't think so. I mean, I don't think it's any more vulnerable to stuff than a platter drive.
I could have swore I read something not long ago or whatever saying that SSD was not good for storing something and then putting it up on the shelf.
I think I would agree with that. It's a lot easier for the chip to become corrupt or something like that than an actual written something on a platter drive or a tape drive or something. That's why tape drives are even still used for backups. Mm-hmm. I mean, to get a hard written, I guess you could say, or something like that, a media that's written like that.
Yeah.
You can't beat it. So.
Same thing as for my job, like a paper blueprint or whatever versus something on a thumb drive. That thumb drive could get fucked and your drawing's gone forever. Whereas the paper, you can at least store it somewhere and keep it good. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I mean, that's what I'm saying. I get what he's saying. Nobody uses SSDs for storage, which I wouldn't say nobody. That's kind of why I'm added in here to make a joke about it, because obviously it's kind of dumb that you would just claim that nobody does it. But I still think a lot more people use a hard drive for storage. Because if you go to help some forum or hard OCP or anywhere where people are trying to get help with builds, 9 times out of 10, you see people telling people to get like a 120 or 256 SSD for like their programs, OS, and games, and then a 1 terabyte hard drive for the rest of the shit.
Yeah, but no, I mean more and more. I mean, SSD. That's the thing. When SSD prices drop.
Oh yeah, when they drop.
So where
sure.
you can get a 1 terabyte for $200, $150, you're not going to see that anymore.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Though, right now,
I mean, we're
in
not
the current
right
state
there at
that
the
we're
price
in now.
point.
Yeah.
I mean, but even more and more people you're seeing, you just put a 500 gigabyte SSD in, for $180, $200, and that's the only drive.
Then you got to have
really
an OS
need.
drive as well.
No, you can do the same drive.
500 gigs is not enough for I'm talking about people like us.
It's enough.
500 gigs.
I mean,
is not
you have to delete games and stuff all the time.
That's what I'm saying. That's not enough then.
It's enough. How many games do you play at once?
Dude.
2, 3?
Trust me. Whenever people talk about wanting space, and people have like 4 terabyte hard drives, like 3 or 4 terabyte hard drives in their.
All right, how much hard drive space do you have used right now? Total.
For what?
Everything.
My SSD.
No. Just go to your computer and look right now. How much do you have filled?
What do you mean?
How much do you have free?
How much do I have free?
Yeah, on all your drives.
Let's see.
And how much do you have used on all your drives?
I don't even know how to fucking see that.
Well, Windows 7 was easy. I don't know about this Windows 10.
I mean, it doesn't show like the bars underneath each.
Yeah, just click on this PC on your Explorer.
Both of my SSDs are like 90% full, and my
do a little math. Add it up for us because we can't see.
What do you mean? 90% full. They're both 120 gig drives. I have 17 gigs available on both.
It says, it does say free out of blah blah blah. Okay. So, all right, I'm gonna have to do the math then, motherfucker.
What's the math?
90 or 120 times 0.9.
And keep in mind, this is because I'm deleting games. If I wanted to leave them installed.
Next.
What do you mean?
What about your OS drive or hard drive?
Both SSDs have about 17 gigs free.
Okay. What about the next drive?
111 and 111, and my D drive has like 600 left.
Free?
Free. So 300 taken.
300's taken?
300's taken. And the only reason why there's only 300 taken is because I went through and deleted a bunch of my video backups.
So, okay, yeah. But just say that's only 500 gigabytes that you've used.
Yeah.
If you have,
but I've also deleted 20 video games. That's what I'm saying. So 500 is not enough.
Who realistically has?
Then do this. Do this for me. Do this for me. Do this for me. Okay? Buy a 500 gigabyte hard drive and throw away your other ones. You don't need that 1 terabyte that you have.
I don't have a terabyte. You
don't have a 1 terabyte hard drive anywhere. Yeah, you do.
No. I have a single 120 gigabyte Intel X25M old school baby. Yeah.
Okay, nobody gives a shit.
SATA 2.
What other hard drive you got?
And then Western Digital 640 gigabyte black. That's all I have.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, you don't do any content creation, so yeah, I guess that'd be
not really, no. So, but yeah.
500 gigs is not enough.
Well, I mean, if you do content creation, I agree completely.
Well,
but I'm just saying, for the
people,
normal users...
A lot of people store... Well, that's what I'm saying, though.
Normal users, 1 terabyte SSDs
if you have a MacBook
affordable,
that only comes with an SSD, nobody gives a fuck. That shouldn't even really count, because obviously you're storing everything on an SSD at that point, because you don't have anything else.
Think about how much stuff you have on your computer. Yeah, you don't have everything, but you have a good number of games and a good number of pictures and videos and stuff like that.
Not really.
And that's 500
they're all backed up on another drive. Because I don't want to put them all on one drive. That's what I'm saying, though. So many people have a Western Digital book that has 3 terabytes of space that they back up all their videos, and I guarantee all their videos and photos and everything else, because they don't have the space on their computer. Because 500 gigs is not enough. Why do you think they have NASs that are so easy to hook up for normal people? My dad even went out and bought a 4 terabyte freaking Western Digital book to put all of his stuff on because his 500 gig wasn't enough.
That's ridiculous. I don't know what you guys just storing. Stop storing all that porn. You can just go stream it on the internet, man.
Exactly. So why would I store it?
I don't know. Why are you?
I'm not.
Yeah, I mean, for a normal user, I don't see them using more than that. I mean,
I honestly cannot think of a single person right now that has less than 500 gigabytes. That is a normal user. Not like, I'm not talking about my grandma or my mom. Obviously, my mom's not going to use up 500 gigabytes. But go out onto hard OCP, and I guarantee it, everybody has more than 500 gigs.
That's more enthusiasts. I'm talking normal.
Okay, go to anything on Reddit. Go to anything on Linus. Go to anything on YouTube. Everybody and their grandmother has freaking 1 terabyte hard drives or bigger, and 500 gigs is not enough.
I think, well, I don't know. For me, it's plenty. But I just don't see what people are storing that much.
A lot of people do content creation, man. A lot of people do videos. A lot of people do all this stuff.
But videos, like most people, they do MP4 videos, which are relatively small.
Well, yeah. I mean, I do the MP4 videos I make for my channel or whatever. A 20-minute video is still almost 2 gigs, 2 or 3 gigs.
Well, you do 60 FPS, 1080p at high bitrate.
And you don't think that tons of other people do that either?
No.
Okay. All these people play Counter-Strike and Call of Duty, and they make their videos, and they're all in 60 FPS. Go look at all the game creators and everything else on YouTube. Every single channel is 60 FPS, and most of them are even in 4K.
Yeah, but
how big is a 4K video, dude?
Don't represent
how big is a 4K
normal
video?
People, I don't think.
I'm not saying necessarily only normal people. There's a lot more enthusiast computer people than there are that are buying hard drives anyway like this. Anyway,
but when you're talking about everyone, like these people are.
And they said nobody.
Well,
they're saying zero people use SSD for storage.
That's just a figure of speech. They don't realistically mean no one, but at least I hope not, or else they're retarded.
I'm just saying, I guarantee it, there's a higher percentage of people that will say 500 gigs is not enough than there are that will say it is enough.
I'm just trying to think what they use that space for.
Dude, 500 gigs ain't shit. Back whenever we used to download movies and stuff, we would go through 500 gigabytes in 2 weeks.
Well, that's different. That's
in 2 weeks. And I'm not even talking about it. Okay, well, that's a fine. If you're not doing movies, think about the size of pictures. If you're into photography, if you're into gaming like me, and you have multiple different hobbies, it eats up space, dude.
Yeah, maybe. But
if I had all the games,
see 500. Once 1 terabyte hard drives are cheap. Well, I guess they won't be that cheap because people are cheap. So.
I'm just saying, if I had all the games installed that I wanted to have installed...
SSDs are the norm. I think that'll be alright. Most people just use a single SSD.
I have personally deleted many games just because I didn't have the space on my SSD. So if you combine both of my SSDs, that's 240 gigs, and then I have some on...
Let's be real here. One game that takes up 50% of your SSD.
Well, yeah, true. And okay, and that's the thing. So what happens? There's tons of games that you don't have installed right now that would eat up a lot of that 640 gig because you will never play them.
That's why I don't have
Tomb Raider, Metro. You don't have any of those things installed because you'll run out of space so damn fast. Like I think Batman by itself is like 40 gigabytes.
Yeah, I just see more people deleting. Well, I mean, maybe people don't delete their games.
Hell no, they don't because they always want to go back and play them again.
And you just.
You have the space, leave it there.
Fast hard drive or fast internet, because
yeah, a lot of people don't, dude. You'd be surprised how small the amount of people are that actually get more than 5 megabytes down.
Yeah,
it's ridiculous.
I don't think of that. It's like
going and talking to people.
Dang it. You know, I'm having a problem with my what's it called install. I'll just delete it and re-download it.
Exactly.
Playing in an hour.
You'd be surprised how many people
are
like
GTA 5.
Are like Kenny or even worse, man. It's so crazy. Like going on like certain things on Reddit where they're talking about internet speeds and talking about the data caps and unlimited capping and throttling. You go and read those things, whatever, and people are like,
yeah, I guess I've been lucky than having no data caps.
They're like, oh my god, how the hell do you guys get away with this? He's like, well, I only get like 2 megabytes up and like a half a meg down, or 2 down and like a half a meg up or whatever, and I have a cap of like 60 gigs or something or whatever.
No, I probably use more than that just watching Twitch.
That's what I'm saying. It's crazy. So once they get it downloaded, they fucking leave it there.
Yeah, I guess so.
That's all I'm saying. It's just, okay, I guess I shouldn't say 500 gigs is enough.
That's a lot. That's a lot.
It's a lot, but at the same time, when I think about the amount of stuff that I have had, this is the slimmest my computer's ever been since I've built a computer. I've usually had way more crap than this on it. But I keep it slim now because of the fact that I have a certain amount of games that I want on an SSD and a certain amount of games that I don't. Like, my C drive right now is probably way bigger than it should be because there's probably tons of crap that I could probably get rid of.
Yeah.
But I just don't. Like, the one big thing is the downloads folder. I always forget to clear out the downloads folder. Always.
Oh, yeah. I put my downloads folder on my platter drive.
I keep it on my SSD because then I just clean it out every week now. All right, so anyway.
Yeah, I did it because I have an early SSD and I didn't want all those writes on there. But I guess it doesn't really matter. My SSD is what, 8 years old, 7 years old, and it's doing fine. So, and that's one of the early gens.
The final thing that we'll talk about, since we only have 15 minutes and we went to almost 2 hours, like we said we weren't going to,
I think we're now for 30 minutes.
This uber
sexy. Looks
tasty,
like
yummy MSI.
Isn't that like Oreo cookies and cream or something? That's what it looks like to me. Makes me want to take a bite.
I'm trying to get it to go a little bit smaller, but I can't. Oh, what the hell is this?
Oh man, titanium choke.
But yeah, that thing is just absolutely bananas.
Yeah, that's a good looking board. That's a really good looking board.
If I could honestly find a board that looked like that for X99 that would work with all the crap that I have right now, I would probably almost buy it and change up my entire layout just because of that board.
One thing, oh my gosh.
White PCB, silver and black paint.
I mean, I think MSI is like a good company, right?
They are.
I think they're like a good company.
They are.
But then, like, my install disc for I can't even remember what board it is. Some MSI board that I bought for work, right? The Z79s or 97s. There's so many spelling errors on the install CD. I mean, it's just like...
That's probably just because of where it comes from.
I mean, but it's a big company. It's a big company, right? It's like a decent-sized company. Yeah. Can't you just hire someone to, like, translate it better? I mean, it's like, I can't take you seriously, but you're a serious company.
Yeah, I hear you there. But I know, like, with, the 980s and 970s and all the
one
GPUs.
Thing. Honestly, that is one thing that made me hesitate buying this board. It's like, oh, it's MSI. I mean...
MSI and Gigabyte are the top two for GPUs. For non-reference GPUs. MSI and Gigabyte.
Oh, non-performance GPUs?
Non-reference.
Oh.
So obviously NVIDIA is the reference card, or GeForce, or whatever. NVIDIA? EVGA. EVGA is more reference cards. They don't do like...
Well, they just put the cards on it, yeah. They just do reference boards.
So the MSI and Gigabyte, they put like the crazy cooler on there, and they have like their own boards on it, you know, with extra features, PCB design, all that stuff, or whatever. But
MSI is and all that other stuff.
The MSI gaming and the Gigabyte like G1 and all that kind of stuff, or whatever, or like the two top ones.
Especially what's this like little thing? You see it up on the top right of the board. It's
it can clip to the board,
but then it can also has buttons.
It can also be remote as well.
Oh, it can be remote? Okay.
Yeah, you can mount it somewhere else, and it has like a little tiny connector, I guess, that goes to it or something. So you can...
That's one thing. I know a lot of boards have it now, but this MSI board I'm really happy about is it has like kind of the same, not really, but it has like a little clip that you plug in all your case connections to, and then you clip that onto the board. I mean...
Oh, that's pretty
cool. I just think that's the best thing ever, because that's one thing.
Are you talking about for like all the fans?
Yeah, no, not all the fans, just the power button, the switches, the LEDs and stuff. You could sit there and put it on, and then just clip it on the board. That's the
Are you fucking
best
kidding? Are you
thing
talking
ever.
about like the hard drive LED?
Yeah,
Those little tiny wires? I hate
Yeah.
those fucking wires with
I
a
know.
passion.
it's the stupidest thing ever, but it's the best feature ever. On
That
the board.
is awesome. You should give that freaking board a review and tell MSI they're awesome just because of that.
Oh, I will. MSI, you're awesome. Plus, it's matte black and cheap, and it's awesome.
Yes.
But
You are awesome.
if
So
you have
should
lots
sponsor
of spelling-
our channel and give
if
us
lots
one of
have lots of
those
spelling errors on your installation CD. It makes me wonder, though.
boards.
It's just, I know, but it's funny. But it's like
funny. Yeah.
it legitimately makes you like, wow, is this company like not legit? I mean, come on. How hard is it to get one guy to?
Yeah, that is pretty bad.
just
I'll
check
admit
the
that.
spelling.
It is pretty bad, but that's...
I mean, I'm a horrible speller. No joke. I'm a horrible speller, and it's like, I look at it, I'm like, wow. I mean, it's like easy words that are like messed up too. I can't even think of it, but it's like, just like, it's.
Do you think maybe they had like an algorithm that went ahead and did all that instead of a person?
Probably.
And it just left out some letters or something? Or is it like... Is that what it happened? Was it like actually? Do you have like?
It's just like broken English, like a bad
is
translator.
it in the installation CD, like on the software, or is it in a book?
No, I think the book's fine. It's just the installation CD. Like,
So it must be some kind of like software algorithm or something that ran and it just sucked ass.
yeah, maybe they wrote it all in
awesome.
Vietnamese or whatever,
Yeah.
Malaysian or what? I don't even know what they speak over there. What do they speak in Malaysia?
Malay?
It's not Malaysian. But anyways, but yeah, so it's in some language, and then they just have the computer translator or something. That's what it's like. It's like a bad Google Translate. But there are some spelling mistakes.
Malay.
Too. Is it Malay?
They spell Malay or speak Malay, I guess.
Taiwanese. That's what it is. I was trying to think where all
Taiwan
chips. Yeah. Well, I was trying to think of. It wasn't Vietnam. There was a country I couldn't remember. It was Taiwan. Whatever.
Thailand speaks Thai.
Yeah, but anyways,
not Taiwan. All right. Anyway, so yeah, this board or whatever, I guess it has a new controller introduced that allows one to increase the base clock rates by 1 megahertz increments, which I guess is like a new thing. So that's really awesome.
Well, that's what I was talking about with the new chips. You can do base clock overclocking. So like the locked multiplier Xenon chips, you might be able to. They might find like a cheap one of those, which is similar to the i7s, and then get one of those for like $100, and then overclock it to like 4.2 gigahertz by doing base clock overclocks. I think it was the Linfields that did that. The Linfield chips, you could do the base clock overclocks. So, but yeah. I think that's what messed up the doors when it did XMD or whatever is it, whatever the memory thing is. Remember we
XMD.
But I think that's what it does. It changed the base clock.
Or was it XMB?
Whatever, I don't remember.
XB.
But it changed the base clock of the board. That's why it wouldn't start.
Yeah.
So now I know a little bit more about it. We may be able to get like 4.5, 4.6 gigahertz out of your computer if we tweaked it. But
yeah, probably.
I'm excited. It is 11 o'clock though, so I don't know if I'm going to be installing.
I told you. Dude, it takes 20 minutes.
20 minutes to what?
To install all that shit.
No, it won't. It'll take at least an hour.
Oh my god, it's so hard to go like this, and to go like this, and to go click, click, and click, click, and oh.
You gotta take everything out of the board.
5 seconds.
And the thing is, I'm gonna take it out and then put it in my sister's case. So
take all the crap out and put your crap in and boot your crap first, and then while your crap is downloading all the drivers and doing all that crap, install your sister's shit. While Windows is doing its thing.
More work.
How's that more work? It's the same thing. You have to do it anyway.
It just seems easy to just take it out and put it in. I mean, I don't know.
Well, you are.
But yeah, I mean, it won't take. It'll take a lot more. It'll take me 20 minutes just to disconnect everything.
Oh my god, you are slow as balls then. Anyway, so 7 minutes left, so you didn't finish with your new build and the stuff that you were talking about this morning, or not this morning, at the beginning of the video, was that I'm going to sell you, because I have 970 SLI for the Win editions, so you're getting one of those.
For the Win Plus.
For the Win Plus, my bad, I got to get the plus in there. So you're buying one of those. Our other buddy is gonna buy my other one, and then I'm gonna buy a 980 Ti. So that's the plan, because SLI is just a pain in the ass. It really is, and I'm kind of annoyed with it. Like, I don't think SLI,
just because
we haven't played Grand Theft Auto.
You played Counter-Strike a lot, and SLI sucks on Counter-Strike, so that's the main reason.
Yeah, like we haven't played Grand Theft Auto 5 in, I don't know, over a month. Almost 2 months now.
I think it's been 2 weeks. I think we played it a couple weeks ago.
I think it's been at least a month. But anyway, since that last time that we played GTA 5, well, you got to think. We did 2 weeks. Well, 1 week we didn't play. Last week we didn't play anything. This past weekend. The weekend before that we played Borderlands. The weekend before that, we played Borderlands.
I thought we did Borderlands, then GTA, then Borderlands.
I don't think so. Maybe. I don't know. But anyway, the only time that SLI is ever turned on for me is whenever I'm playing Grand Theft Auto 5, and that's it. Like, it's been turned off for at least 2 or 3 weeks now, and it doesn't bother me a bit.
But you need that 10,000 FPS in Rocket League, yo.
Counter-Strike is fine. Dota 2 will be fine with 970, even the 760 that I'll be riding on for a little while. And
Still Cam's 680.
The Rocket League or whatever doesn't go over 63, like 63, 64 frames per second, regardless of what I do. So it's capped. So it's like, whatever, I don't care. It'll be fine.
Yeah.
980 Ti will be enough.
980 Ti performs almost as good as 970 Ti's. Yeah. So, or 970 SLIs. So, realistically, you're losing headache and losing just a touch of
a little bit of performance, but nothing major.
Yeah,
and more VRAM.
Nothing that'll be noticeable. Yeah. So when you do, you can do.
Because I honestly don't think the whole doubling
and
up
surround
SLI VRAM will be a thing anytime soon.
No,
but I'm not going to get into that right now.
But anyways, even then, you could buy. You have your 980 Ti, and then when it becomes a thing, the 10,000 Ti or whatever the fuck it's going to be will be out, and just buy one of those and have your 980. And what's it called?
Yeah, you can do that.
Good to go.
I'd probably just buy another 980 Ti because it'd be cheaper, and probably perform just as good as the 1080 Ti or whatever. All right. So anyway, let me switch back over to this one. So, damn it, wrong way. So yeah, Facebook, Twitter, Google+, YouTube's all Tektopia TV. You can hit this man up at Tissimo TV on Twitter.
On Twitters.
And
I don't really use Twitter, but
no, we don't really. But anyway,
if you message me, I will get it though.
So thank you for watching. Like and subscribe down below if you're watching this on YouTube right now. And every Wednesday night at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we stream. So
Twitch TV/TektopiaTV.
Yes. We will see you next week. Bye.